Kyle Sloan, and this is my friend Cameron Siemens, and today we're going to take a look at an element of timing that you want to try to factor into all your judo throws. And that element that we're going to look at is going to be the timing of the foot strike just as his foot moves forward and just as it touches and goes into the earth. At that moment, he becomes sort of vulnerable to a variety of different forces that we're going to interact upon the man. And as you've noticed, I've sort of got a little diagram here, and I don't know if you can see, I've got an arrow with the little dashes showing that this is really the line that I'm going to be talking about. So we're going to start off, and you can easily build one of these yourself. You're standing there, and as you reach up and you set your normal judo grip, both of you you're both setting up on this X-looking thing here. And as I step forward, you'll notice my foot lands where his foot was, and then his foot would land where my foot was. And this is what we're going to factor into as his foot touches right there, is that we have this other line that runs through his body. Now, could we throw him this way? Oh, absolutely. Yes, we can. That's called hizaguruma. And that's very simple to do. But we're going to look at this back corner. We want to look at Sumi-otoshi. Typically in judo, when you see Sumi-otoshi, it's a very tight, a lot of hands involved. And when you do it for real, it's probably going to be like that. But we're not going to do it like that. We're trying to do this as a drill so that we can learn some elements of timing. So we're going to be cooperating. We're playing catch. So as Cameron steps here, my job is to affect that back corner back there. Now I'm going to use my inside hand here so you can see. And in this format, as he's coming to get his grip, I can touch my hand on that line. And you'll notice that he will fall typically on that line. That's the nice, easy fall, and you want to give yourself a lot of those. As you get very comfortable with ukemi, you can make it where it turns into a little gripping action, and you get a Sumi-otoshi that way. And like I said, the real element that I'm looking for is the vulnerability that exists. Go ahead and step forward. Just as that foot touches. So you step back. You step forward. If I'm late when I touch that line, I'll still get some effect. But if I'm right as the foot touches, then the effect that gets transmitted into him is a lot greater because he's a lot more vulnerable. As the foot goes to the earth, as the weight is shifting from the back foot into the front foot, the weight has to transfer before the back foot can lift up and become active. So we're exploiting this moment in time where both of those feet have got weight on them, which means you can't really move either one very well. So it's a very fine window of timing that you're looking at. Can you do it with grips? Absolutely. I prefer doing it with one hand because if I'm able to have both grips, now I've got two ways I can put the force on his body. So what you may do is experiment with only letting yourself have one of your grips. He can go ahead and grip you, but I'm not going to grip with this hand. And just as his foot touches, so you can pull it off with your sleeve hand. I'll do it on the other side so I can do it just with my collar hand. Here we go. Let him and you can take a few steps to get the rhythm, get the timing. All of your judo should be in a natural timing and natural body movement sort of thing so that it's like you're marching. You want to have everything, you're like a musician playing music, everybody's in the same rhythm. I don't have to worry about when his foot touches the ground because I can time it to myself. It's when my foot touches the ground because we're in sync. So as my foot goes back and goes to the earth, his foot's coming forward and going to the earth, and I can put the little zap on him like that. Can you do it with both hands? Sure, you can. Not that big a deal. Stepping and a little throwing action there. And you'll notice that I'm able to put him pretty much right exactly on that line with pretty good success. So this is a nice little drill that you can do with each other, and it doesn't have to be big violent throwing. You can make it very easy, very light throwing. That you're working on this timing aspect, and you're also working on the precision of touching a perpendicular line of off balance.